Today I'm going to talk to you about Teach-nology. Teach-nology is a term that I heard during my undergraduate degree program, and I've been using it ever since whenever I'm talking about technology in the classroom. There are many reasons to support integrating technology into the classroom. The technology of our youth was very cumbersome and lacking in flexibility. Today, the options are limitless. Today, it's integrated into our lives with everything we see, touch, and interact with without needing to give it a second thought. It is a dynamic and necessary skill for success in life. Students going into any career are expected to be technologically literate, and therefore schools should be and are expected to develop these skills. Students live and breathe technology and can be motivated by using relevant skills in the classroom. Relevant skills used in the classroom increases the relevance of the learning being had with these skills. Students retain higher quantity of quality learning when they're given the opportunity to work cooperatively with peers through multimedia sources. Students remember 20% of information when it is in an audio-visual representation. This is just a representation, not to mention the interaction they're having with the representation. When the students are able to demonstrate a concept, learning retention increases to 30%. This retention increases to 50% when they're able to participate within a discussion group. Learning increases the retention to 75% when the students are actually able to participate in concept practice. And when students are able to mentor each other and teach each other, the learning retention increases to 90%. Technology can activate each of these scenarios of learning depending on what goal is laid before them. Technology utilizes genuine experience through Bloom's taxonomy, allowing students to function at a higher cognitive level when they're able to synthesize and create information. You can also lower the cognitive level down to application and analysis levels, which are still high functioning learning. You can even increase it to the evaluation level and have students actually evaluate what information is before them. The benefit of technology is that you can single out each of these different cognitive levels, or it can also use each of these skills: application, analysis, synthesis and creation, and evaluation. This increases critical thinking and learning in the classroom and helps students take ownership of their learning. Lastly, integration provides an opportunity to allow multiple styles of learning to interact simultaneously through Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. This increases the interest, motivation, participation, and retention of learning in the classroom. When you're able to utilize different technologies within a lesson and activate these different learning styles, you're able to teach our ever-diversifying population of learners. When you're ready to integrate technology into your classroom, it's important to understand what it does and what it does not look like. I use two articles in order to summarize this information. The first from edutopia.com and the second from the Stratford Board of Education website. Both online articles state that integration is technology resources being routinely and transparently used. It's also when resources are accessible and readily available for the task at hand. Technology integration is when technology is used to support curricular goals. When technology is used to introduce, reinforce, enrich, assess, remediate, and review information at all points of the lesson, you've achieved integration of technology. What technology is not is teaching technical skills in the classroom. It's not using the specialty software for drill and practice on a day-to-day basis, and it certainly is not replacing teachers with computers. So you can breathe easy tonight. When you're ready to integrate technology into the classroom, I found the Weveler's instructional transformation model in the textbook Teachers Discovering Computers very usable. I found it measurable and approachable. Step one is familiarization. Identify what technology you have at your disposal. This can include interactive whiteboards, desktop computers, laptops, iPads, devices through a one-to-one program, or devices through a bring your own device program, just to name a few types. Once you've identified this technology, you want to narrow down the technology to what is appropriate for the different areas of the curriculum and the learning objectives that support the curriculum standards. Determine how the technology can be used within your instruction, and you'll be good to go for step 2. Step 2 is utilization. Spend some time each day or even each week to begin using this technology. Look into the minor challenges. Technology comes with its bugs that need to be worked out, so don't give up on it. Once you've stepped over the minor hurdles of utilization, you can move on to step 3, integration. Allow the technology to become a constant, conscious thought process as you continue to think of ways to use it in your classroom. Remember, technology is routine, so integrate the technology into your lessons more regularly. Step 4 is reorientation. As you regularly begin using the technology, start rethinking your lessons and your learning goals by keeping the technology in mind as you go. Once you're able to reorient your learning goals and objectives for each standard, you're going to be able to support your curriculum further. Step 5 is revolution. This is when technology has become transparent in all subject areas. As the technological comfort level of you and your students increases and the routine usage develops, technology will eventually become seamlessly woven into all parts of the teaching and learning process. You'll know when step 5 has been accomplished as the effort you apply to integrate technology and to reorient your goals decreases and becomes second nature to you. Now, the world of technology can be very overwhelming, so I've compiled a few ways in which you can utilize technology just to get your feet wet. First, let's start with capturing a lesson. Here are 6 applications available at different prices and in different variations to capture a lesson as you teach it. Sketch, New Notes, NoteTaker HD are all applications that are used as screenshot tool. They allow you and students to capture, annotate, mark up any handwritten notes, sketching, or mind mapping you make during a lesson. Now, this is a screenshot tool, so you only get one shot. Not per purchase, just per lesson. Now, ScreenChomp does the same thing, except it allows you to record the lesson. This is more than just one stagnant image. An absent student or those that need remediation or review can see the lesson as it progresses. Anyone with a little kitch in their learning can find places where they got stuck, rewatch it, and see how they can work out their own problem. VoiceThread is similar to the other 4 applications that I've mentioned so far, in that it can screenshot or record a lesson with some annotating overlay, but it's used outside of the contact face-to-face instruction as opposed to those earlier options that can be used throughout the lesson. Now, I've saved my favorite for last, which is Explain Everything. This is able to record a lesson, take screenshots, allow you to have handwritten notes, sketching, mind mapping, just like the others, but it seems to be interactive whiteboard compatible. Now, I say seems to be because this is going off my research on iTunes or the App Store through iTunes.com. According to the website, and I quote, Explain Everything allows you to annotate, animate, narrate, import, and export almost anything. For $3, that seems really worth it to me. Now, when you're letting your students get involved in the learning, you can do this at any point in time with technology. One really easy way is using brainstorming, mind mapping, or concept maps, using the poplet.com or bubble.us. Now, these are websites that allow you to create those story webs you could do it for writing, for reading, you could do it for anything, especially when you're using it as a concept map or a brain mapping project. Poplet.com comes with an app store application that can be utilized on your iPad as well as on your um, iOS phone as well. So that could be very useful and flexible for you as a teacher. It seems that Poplet actually charges after a few concept maps, and Bubble.us doesn't charge, but if you want to save those mind maps, you're going to have to give them an email in order to save them. Technology can make our worlds so much easier, especially in the realm of assessment. Now, one formative assessment that's used a lot in elementary school is running records. Now, once you're done rolling your eyes at me, because I know we've heard a lot about this lately, the running record calculator can help you record a running record as it's happening. As I'm annotating my notes, when I go back to look at them, I sometimes forget why I wrote down what I wrote down. So this will help you record the assessment as it's happening and flag moments that you want to return to. Speaking of annotating, there's an iPad application out there called Record of Reading that allows you to use a stylus on your iPad to actually digitize the note-taking process of this assessment. I've yet to find out if you can use both the record of reading and the running record calculator at the same time, but it would be worth a shot. Some classrooms are ready to start the flip. Some of us are a little more apprehensive than others. Educreation is the Pinterest of video lessons. You can utilize this in a flipped classroom by assigning a video as homework. You can also access as in-class support excuse me, anywhere throughout a lesson. This is a website that gives you free access to these videos by downloading the app from the cloud. Very cool application. Very cool website that allows for an application. One of probably the coolest online resources is the virtual field trip. The picture I have in front of you is a field trip provided by the website here, which is a list of virtual learning experiences. The image is the 360-degree exploration of the U.S. Supreme Court building. I've never done it, and I don't know how many of my low socioeconomic students will ever be able to get that opportunity. Another way you could do this is there are other virtual learning experiences outside of this website that I've provided. For example, one of my reading stories last year dealt with a climb Mount Everest. So my students climbed Mount Everest using the virtual field trip. Now that one's not provided on this website, but this is 25 virtual learning experiences to get you started. Once you've gotten your feet wet and you're ready to support yourself or just go on venturing yourself, people in your building have access to the same technology, so remember to venture out of your room, your grade level, and your subject area to see how others are using the same technology in your building. Who knows? Maybe it will inspire something great. Social networking sites like Twitter, Facebook, and Google+ can be used to connect with teachers outside of your building, district, and state. Widen your network to other teachers in order to help problem solve through the utilization stage of integration and to build upon each other's inspiring ideas. They say 2 heads are better than 1, so what about 1,000,000? Pinterest is its own cosmos of collections of ideas. For those unfamiliar with it, Pinterest is a digital bulletin board in which individuals can share, save, and organize ideas. These can be original ideas or those found on and linked to websites and blogs. I've included the URL to my board devoted to technology and technology hacks in the classroom if you'd like to venture a peek and get started. All of the websites and applications that I showed you previously are all ideas that I found and pinned on Pinterest. Websites like Teachers Pay Teachers, Teachers Notebook, and For Teachers are just a few of the many different types of websites that allow teachers to share lesson plans, anchor charts, activities, presentations, and more. These websites also include interactive whiteboard activities, so utilize them if you can. On the note of interactive whiteboards, the companies behind them also provide resources like lesson plans, games, and activities on their websites. Smart Exchange for Smartboard users and Promethean Planet for Promethean users. Why recreate the wheel when we can contribute, enhance, and share what is already out there? Our job is already hard enough, so instead of working harder, let's work smarter. We can be each other's best resources. You aren't alone in this, so don't seclude yourself. Use the resources and ask for help. Good luck on integrating technology in your own classroom.